from a line.
Do you want an awesome blossom
Give me the
too
fingers.
for breakfast? You want an awesome blossom? I mean,
Once you pop, you can't stop, baby.
Yes.
Yes. So much. A blossom. Blooming onion, what was he talking about?
Yeah, onion right
Thanks so much, Will Selva. We'll talk to you in a bit. Let's talk NFC North. Let's talk Packers. They lost to the Cardinals Sunday, and then they fired their head coach, Mike McCarthy, just yesterday. Aaron Rodgers spoke publicly for the first time since Green Bay replaced McCarthy with interim head coach for now, Joe Philbin. Our own Randy Moss has more right now.
Good morning, Kay. When Aaron Rodgers spoke to the media on Monday, he went to great lengths to try to dispel the notion that he and Mike McCarthy were at odds personally. He said they had a close working relationship and a close friendship off the field.
Well, the frustrating thing, I think this year, as much as any other year, is some of the stuff that came out about him and I's relationship. And as I told you all here many times on Wednesdays, we've met more this year than any other year. Spent a lot of time on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays, and a lot of that is about the game plan and about the stuff that we like or don't like, but a lot of that's just talking about life. As much as was made, conjectured about him and I's relationship, it was always built on mutual respect and communication, and that's why this is a different day for myself and the guys in the locker room.
A lot was going on for Rodgers on Sunday. The Packers lost to the Cardinals. His head coach was fired, and he was celebrating his 35th birthday. In fact, he was at home with family members when he said he got the word about McCarthy the same way his teammates did, when his phone started blowing up.
Appreciate you, Randy Moss, for that. McCarthy is gone. They have interim coach Joe Philbin in there, but it brings an interesting question to the breakfast table. Let's play matchmaker here and try to figure out what kind of a coach would make the best permanent solution for Aaron Rodgers with the Packers. What kind of coach? An example or just the characteristics?
Sure.
What does Rodgers need?
Who's his type?
For me, I'm going with a guy that can come in and be an authority.
Okay.
You can't have a coach that is more of a fan of Aaron Rodgers than he is an authoritative figure of the team and a guy that's bought into organization. And that's tough because Aaron Rodgers is so talented. He's so good. His resume is so strong that any coach, I don't care if you're 32 or you're 55, you're going to come in and you're going to think to yourself, wow, I get to coach one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But immediately, you got to take that feeling, you got to take that emotion, you got to take that enthusiasm, you got to take that fanfare, pull it out, and shove it right in your desk.
Is that possible if the quarterback's making $35 million a year and you're going to make $2 to $3, $4 million a year?
Yeah, it is possible because as much as Tom Brady is the GOAT, Bill Belichick isn't always his biggest fan. Most of the time, he's his biggest critic, which is why Tom Brady is so successful and is why he constantly raises the standard for himself. Aaron Rodgers, he moves to the beat of his own drum. He's similar to Peyton Manning. I said it yesterday on the show. Now, I know Aaron Rodgers as far as me playing against him as a competitor and meeting him a couple times off the field. But what I see and what I hear about him is he wants to control the narrative. He wants to coach everybody up on the field. And as we see when he's in front of the media, he will address his team like he's the head coach, saying we're piss poor, these guys aren't playing well, I need more. So the coach needs to take control of the situation as soon as he gets in the building.
Yeah, that's going to be so tough because of the disparity of the money and also because Rodgers has been there so long, right? So he's got the institutional knowledge. I actually think the team should lean on Rodgers and make it, part of the decision. I think he deserves that and he's earned that, where if this is the case, 35 years old, making $35 million, let's not screw this up. Let's get in. And I think you got to go with a defensive coach.
Interesting. Really?
I think you got to go with a defensive coach. I think you got to have a guy who has proven himself already, has a resume, and someone that Rodgers can speak with on an intellectual level, but also with a football playing background. I've got the guy that we saw Saturday night coaching in the Big Ten championship game, and his name is not Urban Meyer. I think Pat Fitzgerald, the head coach of Northwestern, would be a fantastic fit.
Okay.
This is my Brad Stevens hire, a guy who's done it on the college level, a guy who players respect because they saw him do it on the college level, and a guy who will demand Rodgers' respect because he has done it already at a different level with a team with lesser talent. I think Pat Fitzgerald would be a fantastic pick for the Packers.
I like it. What do you got?
I'm going to go completely the opposite. I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at this league and we need offense. I think I want young. It's the last chapter of Rodgers' career. It's offense too. You know the Packers have put up 17 points 4 times this year? 17. And they've lost all 4. I look at it this way. You need new technology. You got to teach the grandparents to do the Snapchat, to do the IG stories. Rodgers isn't playing against Roethlisberger much more. He's not playing against Brady much. He's playing against Mahomes, Watson, Goff.
Yeah.
We got to put up some points. I don't care if they're best friends. I don't care if the guys have made his bones. I want someone who can teach Rodgers new powers that he's never seen before. That's what I want.
They need Josh McDaniels.
Maybe.
I think it's Josh McDaniels because he's young enough, intellectual enough to be on his level. He's worked with Brady.
He's got the resume.
He's got the resume, the pedigree, and I feel like he will hold him accountable. I think that I don't think Rodgers needs somebody who's going to tell him what he wants to hear. I think he needs somebody who's going to be tough on him, and I think that is Josh. Somebody, if they could find Josh or Josh's clone, that's what I think the coaching solution is.
I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, it's the first time I really thought about it. I'm thinking if McDaniels would leave for any situation, I think Green Bay would be a good fit for him, considering he's done it already with Denver. He had a bad experience there, and he's been waiting. But if anyone can come into Rodgers and say, hey, dude, I've dealt with someone bigger, better, and has done more, he might be the only person that can point to his resume and say, I've dealt with better than you.
He's innovative and young, but still old school, and he has that mentality from Belichick. And I'm just waiting for him to get a head coaching gig somewhere, whether it's in New England or elsewhere, to see what he can do on his own. That even just the chip on the shoulder that they have similarly, because Josh is standing in the shadow of Belichick and Brady, and then you have Rodgers just constantly the poster boy for chip on your shoulder.
Oh yeah,
it could work.
I like that. No, I like that a lot.
Still don't know what happened in that meeting with Mr. Kraft.
No, we do not.
I don't.
Blood oath, Kyle.
We know that's the blood oath. You're right.
Omerta.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes,
Skulls.
we know all about him. He has